to another episode of DromeBox Late Night Presents Kitten2Cougar with me, Paris Kennedy, and Sally Mullins, the actual comic.
No one's impersonating me.
We had an interesting night. Okay, I'm going to explain why we're wearing these dresses. I know that I tweeted that we were going to be wearing our kitten costumes, but I left mine, I cleaned it, and then I left it hanging in my bathroom. I wanted everything to be perfect today, and I was really stressed out, and so I did the worst thing possible, obviously. And so our hero, Ashley, queen of DromeBoxLabs, became our wardrobe mistress and pulled out her old stripper clothes, and now we're like some Vegas trashy showgirls from the 80s. Car show ladies.
Very cool.
So we had fun before here. Where did we go?
We went to the Hollywood Forever Cemetery to see a revival of the movie Carrie, the original, mind you.
The original Carrie.
Piper Laurie, Sissy Spacek.
Yeah.
It was amazing. It was so cool. The coolest thing about going to see Carrie is that even if you're kind of buzzed and you're falling on people's blankets and being a geek, no one's going to bully you because they're scared you have telekinesis. And
these bitches behind us were like all like pulling their blanket back, like if anything of ours touched theirs, like there's like no space, and I was like being all loud and like, oh, these girls don't want to touch their blanket. They put my dirty ass like boots right next to their blanket. Fuck these bitches.
But they're not gonna mess with you because, you know.
No one's gonna mess with me. I was wearing a Raiders shirt.
They're not gonna mess with me. Yeah, maybe it was the Raiders shirt, come to think of it.
Hey, I'm a blue belt. It's not that impressive.
It was fun.
Okay, Carrie was awesome.
Yeah, it was really, really fun.
I feel like there was something.
I did bring my cat costume just for the record, but
she did bring her cat costume.
I didn't clean it. I just want to be clear, I didn't clean it. She forgot
think this is
hers.
Cute. Look,
yeah,
okay.
Check her out.
I don't want to. I'm wearing like full panty underwear. So
this is like super hot auto show. You know, look at this.
Okay. Where's the car?
Yeah. Where's the car? That's what I say when I'm on a date.
Yeah.
All right, I'll show my shit off. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Whoa, did you see that?
What's happening?
Oh,
you're zooming out. Are we too close? Yeah, you show off your dress. I'm always the one slutting it out. She sluts out on the guys. I slut out on myself. I'm just all about myself.
Yeah.
Narcissist and the submissive right here.
Don't have a boyfriend with a car, but worked a car show.
She's fucked a lot of guys that live in trailers, though.
Yeah.
RVs. In her defense. RVs. She doesn't, she doesn't even know they're in RVs until like after like the third date. And I'm like, of course he lives in an RV. You guys are dating.
Yeah.
That's our type. Okay, we've been open in past shows about how we both have a fetish for white trash guys. Yeah. I don't know why. It's exotic to me.
Probably because I am.
As a mixed race person, because I'm half Latina, and growing up in LA, so like a redneck from like Texas, I'm like, wow, it's like exotic to me, like somebody would fetish.
Yeah, fetish size. You got it.
Is that a word?
Yeah, you got it right on the first take.
I drank alcohol. Like an Asian person, or there's a whole fetish for Asians, blah blah.
I have it.
Yeah, she has it. She's married to. She lives with a green card husband.
Yeah, it's hot.
But they're like so exotic to me because I'm like, what? Like.
Yeah.
You grew up in a small town?
Yeah. But we also like white boys, who went to college or some college,
some
like
college,
Pierce or Everest or something,
Everest College is cool.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Sure.
Means they're not stuck up. Community, whatever you want to call it.
Community college, that's cool. You guys can tweet to us at Paris Kennedy and at Sally Mullins 1, which is up on our screen right now because I just made it fucking happen. Tweet to us, tweet us questions, comments, tell us we look hot, and we'll read them at some portion of our night.
Yeah.
Because that's what we do. Because we want to give love back to you. And I want to get this out of the way. Tony, thank you so much for donating $100 tonight and donating every week. You are so special to me. And thank you for the Western girl outfits. We're going to do an episode that's going to be Western themed and show clips from our parody, Broke Butt Mountain, our spanking fetish parody with film that we shot a really long time ago on standard definition in the hills of Burbank.
Back when I was fat. Just kidding.
She was never fat. We were both fatter than we are now, but we've always been skinny bitches. Everyone hates us.
Yeah, you know.
We've been friends for 14 years. I don't know if you knew that. Thank you, Tony, right there on the screen. I love
and
it.
Tony, thank you for donating to a dog rescue, Beagles and Buddies.
For her birthday.
For my birthday.
That
And our
was so
guest
sweet.
we have tonight is really down with dogs.
Yeah, we were gonna wear our cat costumes because we're like, this is like an animal themed night. Like we got a dog lover. We're both rescue dog fanatics, so it was like a whole theme. We don't have dog costumes, but we have cat costumes.
But if you want to send us dog costumes, we'll go doggy.
Yes. But he sent us some really cool costumes we're gonna wear soon.
That was really cool.
So today we have a comic that I have actually never seen perform live, and she's never seen perform live, which is rare because usually either she's seen them or I've seen them, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's funny
But
though.
I've seen him on Twitter, and he's really
Yeah.
funny, and I listened to one of his podcasts, which we'll ask him about, and his name is Weldon. He's on Twitter, you can tweet to him. Do you guys have his Twitter? Give me some love on the screen. There it is.
He's
old man
kind
Weldon.
of a
But he's not an old
redhead.
man.
Yeah,
He's a liar.
Irony.
We'll talk to him about that too.
Yes.
But we have him tonight. Do you know his credits?
He actually goes up all around town. He's quite well known in the Los Angeles area.
I was nervous tonight because he's like an alternative comedian.
He doesn't seem that dicky though at all. He seems
And some of them
pretty cool.
can be kind of
Yeah, douche.
standoff. I was gonna say standoffish, but we'll say douchey.
He's pretty stand-upish so far. Pretty
Because we're so
stand-upish.
down to earth, man. We just hang out in our stripper clothes, eat chicken wings
Yeah,
at the
yeah.
fucking cemetery. We don't want any fucking
Like,
trouble.
don't judge us to our faces, you know? But
Write us hate letters at Kitten2Cougar@gmail.com. We got one hate letter so far, and I want more. Give it to me because I fucking feed off that shit. I want the hate. Okay.
bring it.
So
this guy, Will Weldon. Sorry.
She's the comic. No, you're the comic, so you introduce
I
the
do
comic.
like this little
I'm a
intro
drink.
thing. Yeah, no, she's fucking bae. I'm too old to use that word, but this gentleman.
Never. Never.
I'm not retiring. He works all around town on the Los Angeles comedy scene, and he was also seen in the Just for Laughs Comedy Festival, Montreal.
What?
Give it up
Montreal.
for Will Weldon.
Oh, look at
A ringing endorsement. Your next comedian, neither one of us have seen, so let's see how this goes.
But intrigued enough to ask you to be on the show.
I was gonna open this up like a one-man show and just drop like oh, hello, I didn't see you there. But I just got my hair cut. I'm excited about it. Thank you very much. That was Sally whistling, not a. Oh, now the bird is joining in. I get like a thing. It's like super specific where I get like kind of a longer triangle on top, and then the sides and the back get taken in really short. And the first time I told the lady who cuts my hair what I wanted, she was like, "Oh yeah. You mean the young Hitler?" And I was like, I don't think that I do. I don't think that I'm ever going to mean the young Hitler for any reason at all. And then she was like, right, of course. Fair enough. Okay, somebody else who had that haircut is like Brad Pitt in A River Runs Through It. Yeah, I was like, yeah, let's go with that. Let's go with young Brad Pitt over young Hitler. Also, young Hitler. Come on, it's a Hitler. Like, it's just a Hitler. Why young? It's like the naming committee got nervous at the last second. They're like, is anybody going to get this thing if we call it a Hitler? We'll add young. People will think like fun Hitler. Like, he was still just painting a lot. I was at, sometimes I go to 7-Eleven late at night to get food. Sure, yeah. I saw that you guys would appreciate that coming. And I'm glad I did not wear a green shirt like maybe I'd originally planned, or I for sure would be wearing a brick outfit right now. I will go to 7-Eleven late at night to get food, and normally it's embarrassing, but it was great because last week I was there, and there was like a very, very obese woman. And I'm not going to make fun of her for that. It's only important because she was wearing a T-shirt that said, "No fat chicks." And I just love that this woman was going out late at night when people are most likely to be stoned to 7-Eleven where people who are stoned are most likely to go. And she's like blowing their minds because they're going to read her shirt that says "No fat chicks." And then they're going to look up at her and she's going to be like, "And yet here I am." I also have the world's worst tattoo. Only one. I have it. It's right here. It is the symbol for atheism. Thank you very much. It's real bad. But in my defense, I am an atheist. So I got it so that people would see it and know that I'm not fun to talk to. People have been like, tattoo, mistake. Do you get the, Paris, do you get the mistake? It's going to look bad when you're old. When you're old, your tattoo's going to look bad. But I'm like happy that my tattoo is going to look bad when I'm old, because that just means it's going to match the rest of my body. That's perfect. Why would I want just one spot of like young, supple flesh surrounded by like hard-bitten, worn-out, sun-chapped matter? Yes. People will be like, "Hey, that old man is wearing some kid's skin on his sleeve." Or people would just get tattoos all over their body. The quest for perfection. Okay. Is that you lighting me? So this is the least, that's me being professional, the fourth wall. And this is maybe the least appealing thing I could possibly talk about. But so there's that song, that Eric Clapton song, "Tears in Heaven." We all know he wrote this song. I ran this joke by somebody. She hates it. She's making a face. The song was written because his son fell out of like a 10-story window when he was a toddler and died when he hit the ground. And Eric Clapton wrote this song like commemorating him. Sidebar, obviously a very sad situation, but no one ever expresses any sympathy for the guy who had to clean that up. Like, I feel like that dude is the underappreciated person in this situation. Yeah, like the kid gets a song and we all feel sad for the parents. Meanwhile, this poor building superintendent is outside with a hose like, "Hey, where's my song?" So they do, Eric Clapton, there's a live album called, I'm going to run long because I want to talk about this. There's a live album called "One More Rider," and it's live, and he plays the song, and this came out like 10 years ago, and after he's done playing the song, the crowd like cheers and applauds. And the first time I heard it, I was like, that's a weird reaction to this song about this guy's son who died. And as I was thinking it, Eric Clapton on the CD, as he finishes the song, goes, "Thank you," which I think is even weirder reaction to finishing the song about your dead son. So I have to imagine he was like driving home after the show, and he was like, "Oh shit, did I say that after the song about my dead son? I totally forgot that song was about my son who died tragically. Oh well, I'm sure it won't end up on a CD or anything." All right, I'm done. Thanks, guys.
Bring the mic, sit down. That was great. Oh my God.
Funny. I mean, not about his son, but I feel so sorry for the person who left the window open. I don't leave windows open.
I think there was construction.
Was it Eric Clapton who left the window
No, it was
open?
his housekeeper.
Yeah.
Oh, that bitch.
According to the tabloids, who I believe.
I think it was him, and it was a cover-up.
But he was a notoriously bad guy.
That's
was the
just because
thing.
you're half
Yeah.
Latina. You're sticking up for your people.
I'm like, the maid didn't do it. She was working hard cleaning the kitchen.
No,
Motherfuckers.
yeah, apparently, like, a windowsill was left open. It might have been a work person. It could have been, you know, family cover-up. No.
That's what happens. The
That's
baby
what happens
falls
in
out the
Antichrist,
window.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They stole that
While they're
from that
having sex
song.
in the shower.
Yeah, and the chick
man.
sees it, and she just, okay, I don't want to ruin it for anyone.
I don't want to ruin it.
If you
I'll
wanna
ruin
see-
it.
but if
They
you wanna see
cut Willem
someone get
Dafoe's
stabbed
penis
in the
off.
dick,
Yeah.
The movie
and
like
blood
10 years
spurt
old.
out of his dick.
Yeah.
No, it's like maybe 2 years old.
Oh, it's older than that.
You can ruin it.
Antichrist,
I'm
really?
saying
So?
you can ruin.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Patricia Arquette.
I have no set. No.
No, it's
My bad.
I
I'm
can't.
old.
I can't remember.
William
It's
Dafoe
like Charlotte
and a chick.
Rampling
That's
and Willem
it.
Dafoe.
She was in
she
Melancholia
is
too.
hot.
There's
Charlotte Rampling.
there's fucking blood squirting out of his dick. There's a deer I'm like, this is bullshit, but I liked Melancholia.
Yeah, and
It's
the
okay.
T in Antichrist, instead of a regular T, it's the symbol. It's the gender symbol for women,
My dad's
which
been
kind of
saying
makes
that,
it seem
huh?
like maybe not the most
We
progressive
get it,
film
you're
in the
artistic,
universe.
okay?
What
We get-
artistic? That's what the fucking
Let's have a
logo
little
is.
background. First of all, where
No,
you
him. I'm saying
Oh,
like
oh,
this-
I see.
I feel like
Not
with
this guy.
Antichrist, he was
This
just
guy's
trying
from
too hard.
Valley
He was like,
College,
I'm
Valley
crazy and weird. But Melancholia, I thought was actually a good movie.
Yeah, it's a movie whose central premise is that people who are clinically depressed are better prepared for the end of the world.
Yes, and I'm
they
clinically
don't care.
depressed, and I'm totally prepared. I can't wait. I hope that it happens in my lifetime. I'm like, I want to see some shit go down. I want to see a revolution and shit, and then we all kill each other. I'm down. I want to be alive during that
No,
time.
I want to see the meteor hit. I
Yeah.
don't want to get killed in any sort of pre-violence.
No, I want to go out shooting. I'm like,
I just want us all to blow
Shooting
up
who?
together. Whew.
whoever.
What do you mean go out
They're
shooting?
gonna kill me
It's like
first.
a meteor coming to Earth, and you're like,
Oh,
"Nah,
the
I'm going
meteor,
out
the
shooting."
meteor.
Who,
No, I was talking about a
whoever.
revolution, an
Oh, okay.
alternative end to the Earth.
Oh,
But
okay.
There's so many possibilities of the end of Earth. I still have to dream about them.
You sci-fi fetish motherfuckers.
Thank you for coming on our show.
Oh my God! Thank you
Will,
for
where
having
are you
me.
from? Where's he from?
I'm
don't know.
Canadian.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
cool.
Okay. We
Oh,
haven't
what
had
an
a
extreme
Canadian.
reaction for our brothers from the north, huh?
Well, I'm from England, and you know,
Okay.
Canadians respect British. I don't know why.
They still love the Queen and all that shit, right?
Yeah, that's like an East Coast thing.
Okay,
yeah,
East Coast Canada.
Yeah,
Are
East
you
Coast
from,
Canada.
Are you from like?
Well,
I've been
I'm
to
from
Vancouver
England.
and Montreal and Toronto.
I grew up in Calgary, but I moved here from Toronto.
Okay, I like that you're from Canada because all my favorite wrestlers are from Canada, like Trish Stratus and Chris Jericho. Okay, I'm not gonna go back to that.
No.
Because that's a whole other thing. I need to have my own wrestling show here, so I'm gonna talk to you, Ashley.
Well, I'm from Calgary, where Chris Jericho trained with the
Yes,
Hart family,
yes.
and when he was a
I read his
heel,
autobiography.
yeah, when he was a heel, he would come and do house shows, and he would
He said
fight.
heel.
He would fight Chris Benoit, who was a face at the time. But because Chris Benoit was from Edmonton and Chris Jericho cheered in Calgary, they would switch, and everyone would cheer for Chris Jericho, and he won
He
every
just
single
talked about
time.
wrestling, and he was saying the truth.
Big Boss Man spit on my
Canadians
friend
know
one
their
time.
Wrestling. Canadians are the best wrestling. Canadians, Chicago, and people from Chicago and Pittsburgh. I don't know why.
Well, people have unironically in Calgary referred to the Harts as Calgary's Kennedys because they're a famous family
Yeah.
who have had tragedy
Kennedys?
befall all
Yeah.
of them,
Trish Stratus,
which is
who-
like
yeah,
very extreme
oh my
way
God.
to
How
put
There's
long
it.
so much
ago did
sadness
you
in
move
wrestling.
here? How long ago? Because you know, not much accent.
8
I don't
years
know.
ago.
8
Okay,
years?
that
Okay,
makes
8
sense.
years, you're adjusted. I tell people it takes 4 years to get adjusted to LA, so you're double adjusted.
Yeah, and people thought I was American in Canada because I'm like a real
Yeah.
piece of shit. So they were assumed I was from America because I'm a fucking dick to everybody.
Yeah, and they're
Yeah.
like, "What's wrong with you? We're all nice here."
Yeah, they're
and
like
you're a dick."
Valley boy.
They're nice in they're polite in public, then they go behind
That's like the
doors and
South.
talk shit.
That is like the South.
Yeah.
In the South, they'll be like, "Sweetheart, you want some more sweet tea?" And then in the back, they'll be like, "Fucking slut."
If you got nothing else
They're all
to say,
fake.
sit next to me. Yeah.
That's interesting. I did not know you're from Canada. I would
that's cool.
for some reason I would have guessed like Midwest or South. I, don't
I have
maybe
I have a
because
bit of a
stu-
Midwest accent,
yeah,
which
Mid-
is
I
like
would
my
even
weird
guess
hybrid.
Midwest.
I
Yeah.
didn't know. That's why I asked. I was open to whatever, and I got served.
She was
you
like,
know?
"Wherever you're from, I'm down."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Throw it at me.
So you will sit with us through our silly segments, and if you want, comment on them. We'll ask you questions about them, and then we're going to ask you some questions about yourself. I have to be better on time because we blabbed too much last week.
I love your very official looking notes here, which is just a Gmail page printed
I
out.
write the outline, and then she prints it out for me. I wrote this outline this morning.
But it's just something about when people just straight print out like a whole Gmail page where
Yeah.
they're like, I can't even be bothered to copy and paste this into
No.
a Word document and print that off.
Ain't nobody got time for that. Nobody's got time for that.
We're like really stressed all day.
We want to talk to you about dogs, but first we're going to go to our first segment, which we do every week because it's our favorite, and it's Hot Dead Guy of the Week.
Yep.
So it's a guy who's died. These are past hot dead guys that we've done in
Yeah.
past shows. They've died, but they're hot.
Who's
and we
down
wanna
in
talk
the
about them.
leftmost corner in the monitor?
Anthony
there?
Perkins,
from
before your
Psycho.
time. He's
Oh my
very
God,
sexy.
that's Anthony
Yeah, how old are
Perkins.
you?
Yeah, Google
I
him.
need to know this
That
age.
doesn't matter. I'm 30.
You're young
Okay.
as fuck. Okay.
No, 30
yeah.
and under is what we usually
Yeah.
book.
Yeah.
That's her preference.
You
It's-
look younger.
My
than
preference
30.
is whatever.
We wouldn't. Yeah.
Okay.
If you looked 30, we wouldn't even ask you to be on the show. Quite honestly.
We want to like
Tough.
we've been in the business a long time in the sex industry, and we've had to like go on show. I was on sets where they're like, the guy's like, "How old are you?" 23, and I'm like 27. The
Yeah.
guy- and this is a big company, and he's like, "Oh, we wouldn't have hired you if we knew you're 27." I'm like,
Yeah.
"What does it matter if you look? If you thought I was 23, what does it matter?" But in porn, it matters. Like
Yeah.
once
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
27's that GILF territory.
27
Yeah.
is MILF.
Yeah.
Grandmother.
Yeah.
I'd like to
27
fuck.
MILF.
Yeah.
I've been doing gills
Grandmother,
since 24.
grandmother
Yeah.
is more like 35.
Yeah.
But 27 is the age where it's like, there's no middle between college girl and MILF. There's no
Yeah.
like, just like woman figuring
Yeah,
out life.
it's like
you're a
you-
college girl and then you turn 27 and you're a
You
MILF.
have your kids.
That should be a thing. Just a WILF. Just a
Yeah,
woman
yeah.
I'd like to fuck.
Yeah.
Why do we need labels, you
That's
know?
why
Nice, nice.
that's why I fired my agent. I don't work for major companies anymore, and I produce all my own stuff because I refuse to be called a MILF or a cougar. I don't have kids, and I'm not at Cougar
She just
Age yet,
started
so
her
fuck
own
you.
brand. She started her own brand.
I
her
shoot my own
book, she
stuff,
got her own
and you know what I
following.
call myself? A fucking woman.
Yeah.
So I
Well-
do things my way, but I don't work well with others. I don't work well with bosses. It's just never worked out for
That
me.
was my grandpa's name, Wilf.
Wilf?
Yeah,
Wilf?
but he was not a grandpa I wanted to fuck. He was kind of mean.
Oh, is that what was standing in the way from you fucking your grandfather?
Have
No
you ever
taboo
fucked
issue here.
one of your family?
Have I ever fucked anyone in my family?
She's from
Not
Florida.
that I know of. Yeah, I'm from Florida, so it could happen.
I fucked my
No.
second cousin. But in my defense, that's legal for us to marry, but our grandparents are brother and sister.
That is fucking hot, man.
know.
Sounds consensual as hell.
I always had a fetish for it, and then I just made it happen when I was 16. I was a big slut when I
How
was
old was
16.
he?
22.
Oh my god, you little seductress.
I used to lay
Taboo.
outside his bedroom. I was staying with his family. I would lay outside his bedroom in a bikini, like pretending to read a book. Like, oh, I'm just
Lolita.
outside your window in a bikini.
This-
No judgment on
And
this guy.
eventually he invited me into his quarters.
If you saw that happen in an actual porno, you'd be like, fake.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen
No,
in
I
real
did
life.
it.
Real,
I did it.
real.
When
Yeah, I
want
can believe
something-
that the lady would suck his dick when she ordered a pizza knowing she had no money, but this is fake.
No, I was living with a roommate guy who's my camera guy now and my business partner, but he would not date me because he didn't want to be a rebound because I just got out of a bad divorce, my second divorce. I got married at 18 and 24. I'm fucked up.
Is there a good
22.
divorce?
I got married at
Are
22.
you
What?
got married?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So
Everyone
you're
thinks I'm
divorced
crazy.
too?
Yeah, I'm divorced.
You're a dad? Are you a dad?
No, I
This
am
is our
not a
first,
dad.
first divorce. I'm usually the one who's like always divorced. Okay, so I got married twice really young because I was stupid and like a romantic and shit like that. I don't remember where I was going with that. Let's talk about our hot dead guy. Let's talk
Yeah.
about our head.
I love how this conversation immediately followed you guys being
So-
like, we have to stay more on track because we tend to run long because
The
we ramble
dad
so
guy
much.
was married. Speaking of,
Which guy was
Yeah, who's this?
Oh, yeah.
Our hot
So
dead
our
guy.
hot dead guy of the week this week is JFK Jr.
JFK
I thought we should
Jr..
do JFK because he
Yeah.
was more of a babe, I think.
Oh, man. Well, you know, I go for the young one.
But I was very young when he died, and
Real young.
Will was even younger. But I remember him dying and people being sad about it. But I was too young to be like, oh, that guy's hot. I was like
1999.
Jonathan Taylor Thomas, like whatever.
Also deceased.
Yeah,
He
what?
died live during an episode of Home Improvement.
You know who
Don't
did?
freak us
Jonathan
out.
Brandis, who was another childhood actor, did actually kill himself
Yeah.
later on.
Sequest.
Yes.
The end of
yes!
Sequest.
No one knows about Ladybugs with Ronnie Dangerfield. Rest in peace, both of you. He was like my childhood crush, and he fucking killed himself, and it was devastating. to
Rodney
me.
Dangerfield was your childhood? I just fucking with you.
Him too. I liked him.
Yeah.
I want him to be
man.
my daddy.
Back to school is hot, I wish I
Oh,
had a
Billy
dad who'd go
Zabka's
to
in that.
school
That's
with
why I
me.
think that's hot.
man.
Because that's my fucking.
Yeah, I wish
dad.
my dad would get so involved in my life, like come to
I
college. with
know,
me.
right? Like,
Yeah.
call me on my birthday. I wish
Yeah.
my dad would call
You know
me.
what?
Yeah.
I'm
Dad,
gonna go-
call me on my
Yeah, I wish
birthday.
my dad knew when my birthday was.
Send me $25.
Yeah.
Anything. You fucking
Yeah.
fuck. You have a sugar mama.
Yeah, right?
Just kidding. My dad's not watching this show. He doesn't give a fuck.
Doesn't
Wait, your
matter.
dad has a sugar mama?
My dad has a sugar mama.
How old is
I
your
met
dad
her,
that he can
like,
still
in
get
his
a
60s? He has got this like swagger with women. I
Yeah.
remember going to the park with him, and women would just throw themselves at him. He cheated on my mom all the time.
Javier.
He's a musician. That's all you need to know.
Sure, yeah.
He's a musician.
Does he think he's really funny too?
He doesn't even care about being funny.
He doesn't.
I've always found
he's very
musicians-
intelligent, and he traveled through Europe and did acid in like
Oh,
the
okay.
60s and 70s. So he was a hippie. He was in the army, and he didn't want to go. He refused to go to Vietnam, so he put him in army prison in Germany, where he was stationed, and he escaped and traveled all around Europe.
He's a fucking outlaw.
Went to Sweden and met my mom. Fell in love. She was 18. He took her back to the United States and ruined her life. Now
I'd
she-
for sure fuck your dad after that story.
My dad,
Like,
I would
that's
fuck
a pretty
my dad,
irresistible
but that's a whole
story.
Other thing.
That would be pretty
Just
hot.
kidding, Dad.
Thinking about
I know you watch my porn, though.
fucking her dad.
No, me and my dad have it. We were estranged.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why.
But you don't have to be estranged from her
Maybe
dad.
it was the beatings. Well, we can talk about JFK Jr.
Hold on,
right
I want to
here.
say,
So back to the Kennedys and their
This is a sex
family.
dream show, but like in my defense, like my dad's very sexy. Okay.
Yeah.
JFK Jr. He died in a plane
He was
crash.
39 years old, and he was flying a plane with his new wife.
Who was a beautiful angel,
Carolyn
right?
Bessette Kennedy.
I remember her being like beautiful, and
Well,
everyone was
my
like,
da-
she's an
yeah.
angel.
Well, my dad described her as a clothes horse socialite, which means she was an angel. And he was
Yeah,
driving
she-
her
she
and her
wasn't.
sister driving. He was flying her and her sister to a wedding in Martha's Vineyard, and it crashed. Bad weather, inclement weather. And he was a relatively inexperienced
Vineyard, of course.
pirate. He was a relatively inexperienced pirate.
If he was a pirate, I'd be like, yeah.
yeah, I know, right?
Yeah,
he was also a
he's
pilot.
cute, but you know what? I'd rather fuck JFK, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah.
JFK was a lot more brittle than people knew. He actually had
Yeah.
like a hard time walking and a bad back.
Yeah, he had a
But he
extreme
kept
back
it a
pain,
secret because he
and
didn't want people to
smoked
know.
cannabis to take care of his back pain.
Well,
but you know
that's
what?
cool.
He could just lay there because I can go both ways, like
Should
Pillow
ride him.
Princess or like JFK. If you're listening right now from heaven, because we just came back from
Listening.
the cemetery, I'll fuck you on top or bottom.
Yeah,
So
man.
just keep that in mind.
Yeah, I mean, this guy was like, I liked him because, he had a lot to live up to, and then he
People
died.
loved him. Okay, my sister's 10 years older than me, and she was like heartbroken. She was like crying. I'm like,
It
we're
was
never
really
gonna date him.
sad, yeah.
You guys don't really seem that sold on your hot dead guy right now.
She picked him. That's why.
Oh, okay.
I
When
just
I
liked
pick the
him as
hot
a
dead guy,
person,
she's not feeling him. And when she picks the hot dead guy, I'm always like, who?
Because this bothers me. This brings up my like class issues where I'm like JFK Jr. It's like
No.
he's like third
Will.
generation like scumbag,
No,
America's
we had
most
Cook
obscene
Cook.
criminal
No,
family.
No, hon, can I just say, all he did was he was the original white guilt, okay? He worked with a lot of low-income poverty charities in New York.
Oh, did
he
he?
was a soup kitchen motherfucker. He was a great guy. He was really hustling.
Oh, he was this entitled sack of trash who ran
he
a
knew
magazine.
Oh, he died in his
Yeah,
private
George
plane.
Yeah,
Magazine.
what
He
a
dated
hero
Daryl
of the
Hannah.
common
Look,
man. He
died
died
in
on the
his
way to
private
Martha's
plane
Vineyard.
on the way to Martha's Vineyard to their mansion.
Can I just say,
His plane was weighted down by Nazi
By
gold.
Yeah, by bars of gold.
Yeah, that his
I wasn't
fucking
gonna say
rum-running
Nazi, but
scumbag
probably. Well,
dad
At least
had.
it wasn't by musical instruments like some rappers and stuff who
No,
died in
Buddy
their
Holly,
planes
Richie Valens.
God. No,
Big
look.
Bopper.
Aaliyah? I did not know that.
Aaliyah. Yeah, they bribed the pilot. We've talked about that on the
Yeah.
show. They bribed the pilot to put more luggage on than they could, and they paid the ultimate price. What did they
Is that
do?
true?
They paid.
They paid.
They paid.
They paid.
Yeah.
They paid. Oh, they
Some
paid.
insider
They paid the
information.
pilot. They
They
paid.
paid.
With their life.
Yeah. They
I
paid
like,
all right.
oh, with their life. I didn't
Yeah.
understand what you meant
But
by
it
saying they
sucks.
paid
Yeah.
500,000 times. They paid.
We can-
They
it's
paid.
kind
They
of
paid.
more.
They paid with
It's
their
an
life. Is
inside
what I mean.
joke.
They died and they paid
It's-
with their
We
life.
shouldn't tell inside jokes out here because no one knows what we're talking about.
everyone
But yeah.
just hate us, like including
Or we have to
Willard
have a
guests.
Lana impression like
Yeah.
segments.
It's also a disgrace you guys haven't had Paul Newman
disgrace.
as your dead hot guy yet.
Paul Newman. Okay.
Paul
There's
Newman
more
is
dead guys to
the
have.
hottest dead
Well,
guy.
you
There's
know.
And
endless.
he was a
Common.
philanthropist.
Yeah.
Paul Newman. That's
But-
a good idea for a future dead guy. There's endless hot dead guys.
I have the two pictures I have up on my cork board are of Paul Newman smoking a cigarette with his shirt off and Robert De Niro in
That's
Taxi
'cause you
Driver
look
with
like
like his
a
bloody
Paul
hands.
Newman's
Okay,
son.
when I first took an acting class
be
when I was
his
15,
son.
that's the scene where she tries to suck his dick is the scene they first gave me. My first acting class, and I'm 15. I dropped out of high school to do acting.
Good choice.
And so I had to do this scene.
Ends up on Drone.
I had
Fuck
to
yeah.
do this scene where I had to like try and suck his dick, and he's like, "No, man, you're too young," and it was very awkward.
That is not. That teacher should have
Just-
put
yeah,
less
I think
thought
that
into
Oh,
it.
we had
Sure.
sex.
Yeah, I think
We had
he
to
was
make.
putting
There
her
was.
to
It was like
certain-
very cultish. It was a She was a Scientologist, and we had these sex acting classes where you had to all make out with each other. It was very weird. I've been like sucked into so many cults. I'm just
Yeah.
very like. I'm very
Beautiful.
trusting.
You're just
I'm
very
too
beautiful.
trusting. I'm too trusting.
You're just very hot. That's what happens. Can I
Sally.
just say,
Yes.
baby, JFK Jr. for 5 years, he dated Daryl Hannah. And I just wanted to be Daryl Hannah. When I was in fucking high school, all I wanted was to
You
fucking
will be.
Daryl
Baby,
Hannah.
you will be. You will be there.
All right.
Okay. Sally is a cougar. She's proud of it. She's on cougarlife.com, scoping out young hot guys. She sends me pictures of their dicks. I wake up in the morning every morning to dick pics and shit, and I'm like, he seems nice. So we have a segment called Sally's
Tips
Cougar
of the
Tips.
week.
Sorry, it's a new
Oh,
segment.
hell yeah.
She's got
yeah.
a new
We
card
have some
though.
new graphics. Nice
So,
work, Ashley.
Will,
Looks
have you
like
ever dated an older woman, like 10 years older than you, like cougar level?
Yeah, what's the
No.
oldest woman you slept with?
Okay, what's the oldest, how much older than you?
3.
Okay.
Oh, man.
Okay, so you stay like, you like younger or
Yeah.
in your same age range? I like in my own age range. She likes young. 18.
Well said. Yeah.
So
You
we have
know,
different
legal.
tastes, but
Yeah, for sure, same age range.
same, yeah.
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 That's how I feel.
Yeah.
But I'm getting up there, and
What?
older guys, which used to be hot to me when I was like a teenager and in my 20s, are starting to get really old. So now younger guys are looking really hot to me. And if you have any tips for either cubs or women like me, kittens who will potentially become cougars, what do you got for us
Well,
this week?
she's great with age differences, but I just want to say, even on a website, when you're dating younger, be careful, ladies, fellow cougs. They sometimes, I've had a couple of instances where maybe they're using dad's credit card and they seem like they could be underage. And no offense, well, this is nothing personal, but I got hit up by a guy from Canada who looked about 12. And he said it was cool
Oh,
in
you,
his
did you
country.
send me his picture?
Yeah,
I was like,
showed
that
you.
guy is not
Yeah.
18. Do not fuck
That
him.
was that guy,
Don't.
man. You were like, stay the hell away.
I was like, don't. I
you
showed it
know?
to whatever guy was in my bed. And he was
Yep,
like, don't.
yep, yeah.
The guy was like, don't.
That guy just started cracking up. That guy who was in your bed just started cracking up.
don't remember who
you
it
know?
was.
Like later when I saw you guys at the bar, he started cracking
It
up. He
was
like,
one of my exes.
You
I
know?
don't know. Someone.
Yeah,
Someone.
some guy. And I mean, the point is you just got to watch out. What I do is I say, meet me at a bar and let the bouncer be your screener. You know? Let him handle that shit for you. That's on him. Yeah,
Yeah, it's not about, it's not your problem.
because they will try, you know. I mean, it does happen. So just watch your ass, because 17 will get you 20.
Yes,
and
it's true.
even an English
She
major will
reminds.
tell you
She
that.
teaches. That's the first thing she taught me as my porno mom. We call that when you get into the sex industry. Like usually someone takes you under their wing. And she was the one who took me under
Yep.
my wing. We met at the chateau, a fetish dungeon. Before I was ever on video, I was a pro sub for a year and a half. And
Yep.
you were a sub or a switch?
I was a switch by
Okay.
that point.
Okay, so we met in a sex
Ow.
club.
Ow.
And she took me under her wing, and we were friends ever since.
Yep, we've been friends for a long time.
14
and I've seen this
years.
little baby grow up. So when she says she's
She got
gonna
me when
do-
I was 18, got me
Yeah.
in spanking videos. Like, you just corrupted me. I was
she's
so
very
innocent.
Cool. She's very cool as far as age. Though, but-
17 won't get you 20 in Canada, though.
That's what
That's true.
they said. I
Yes,
know, right?
16.
Maybe that's where you belong.
16 across the board, and I believe if you're 14 and your partner is up to 16, that's okay.
Then I'm gonna hit that guy up.
Yeah, you
All
just
right.
got to go see him.
Yeah. You know
We're
what?
hitting,
Thanks. All
we're
right,
hitting
it's
the
good.
40 mark.
Woo!
So we want to do our segment, EBT Minute. Do we have a card?
We have an EBT card.
Give me that card.
I know
Give
my
me that
exes
card.
do. I know my
Hell
exes
yeah.
do.
Okay,
They
so
have
I'm just
cards.
going to give you this. Okay, so we go to, or Ashley rather, goes to like weird 99-cent stores or trashy stores. We call it EBT Minute. And we get like a weird thing and we talk about it. So
Cool, man.
usually they're from Little Tokyo, like weird Asian things, or like 99-cent
Daiso.
store. So what do you got there?
So I've got here like some kind of big bird, but he's blue, and he's got a college graduation cap. So this is supposed to inspire kids somehow, you know? This is like, something Everest College, Career College, something that I would pay for some young guy to go back to school for.
Yeah,
so
maybe.
basically, he's in my
Want some
bed. And I'm
carpeting?
like, why aren't you in school?
Dope
You should
chopping?
go back to school. Yeah, this is just for some cougar to like fucking wave in front of a young dude and try to get him to go back to school. You know? Oh, it's a pen? I'm too dumb to know what it is. Maybe that young man would be like, it's a pen.
like
Yeah,
your
maybe if you'd
description
had
better.
that bird toy when you were younger, you would have committed to school and figured
I
out how to
wish
use
some
that.
older daddy type would have like hooked me up.
Giving you 99 cents for a bird pen.
I
you
think
go,
when
kid.
When I
Don't
was
spend it all in
underage,
one
there was
place.
no 99-cent store. Anyway, over to you, cutie.
Okay, this is a grass hoe. Hoe. Grass hoe. I guess it's to dig grass. I would use it as like a back scratcher.
Oh yeah, get me.
Or like, like the, what's it called? The Neuro Wheel. It's a BDSM toy. It's
Oh
like,
yeah.
It's like
Oh my
sensation
God,
play.
this is
Does
actually
this feel
pretty
good?
good.
Are you horny?
Yeah, if you want to be like a really broke ass S&M
like my show.
sugar daddy and like bring
making
that
my mom
into a fetish dungeon, yeah, you're making your mom horny.
Wow.
I did a Freudian slip tonight. It was very awkward.
Ancestry.com.
What did I say? I don't remember what it was, but I was drunken at a cemetery.
Yeah, we're in a graveyard.
I don't remember. I don't keep those in mind. And then what do you have there? What is that?
I have
I don't know what it is.
what is not. This thing is not safe. It's a handy sealer from. It also says "good idea" up in the corner, which is hilarious because you
love
put
that.
batteries in this and I guess hold it down, and it heats up, and you can use it to like reseal bags
Oh, that's
of like
useful.
chips and shit. But it says. Remove batteries prior to cleaning. Do not clean this item with paint thinner, which, fair enough, don't clean any items with paint thinner.
Right.
Snort it.
But it,
Puff it.
yeah, like, why? Don't clean this item with gasoline. Don't use this item for more than about 1 minute. After sealing, do not use this item for 5 minutes. The item sealer becomes hot. Do not touch. Like, this is not a safe thing that you can just buy in
And
a
it's so
99 cent
colorful,
store.
like it looks like it's for children.
Yeah,
Like,
it looks like
burn your brother.
Yeah.
I think you
Seal
can
your
make a
brother's
bomb
lips
of it.
shut with fire.
Yeah, you can make a bomb out of that
Seal
shit.
your brother's uncircumcised dick shut with
Oh,
this.
speaking of,
Oh,
we should give a
we
shout
should.
out.
Okay.
Sorry, Will, this has nothing to do with you, and we don't want to freak you out, but
I
we
will
just-
freak him
Yeah,
out.
we just want to say.
Okay, she's the one who flirts with the guests, and I asked the hard question.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so
I bet you have no idea what I'm about to ask.
we just want to say that we are pro
Pro
uncut.
I don't care either way. Like, it's all good. Once it's hard, they all look the fucking same.
Yeah, and it's always hard around us, and if it's not, then
If it's
I
not
don't know.
hard, then it's in little. But you
then
live
where's
with a
the
guy
meth?
and
Then
there's
where's
a
the
turtle
meth? And
shell.
let's do the meth together.
But you
know?
touch the turtle, and the turtle gets bigger, and then it doesn't. It looks like every other dick. They all
Yeah,
look the same.
man.
I mean, they don't all look the same, but they look good or bad. But I
So
don't
we're
understand
cool
why
with
people
it.
are weird about circumcised penises.
Yeah, and we don't know what it's like in Canada, so,
So,
we.
do you have a circumcised penis?
Yeah, I'm circumcised.
Okay, cool.
I got circumcised. My mom's
Are all
explanation is
Canadians?
she didn't want to clean under it when I was a baby.
Okay.
That's important to stress. My mother does not still clean under my penis.
Okay. Good to know.
I think in Canada it's also pretty normal. It's not like Europe
cut,
where
yeah.
you don't do it if you're not
Yeah.
Jewish.
Right.
But
yeah.
Canada is such Anglophiles. I thought they'd be like, we're not cutting it.
Well, the doctor didn't want to do it, but my mom insisted.
Oh, thank
That
you,
you do it.
Mom. Thank you, Will's mom.
No, I feel like it would have been nice to have the option to.
Would you
were
Would
too
you rather have?
young.
Because this is how, and I've discussed this with an ex, like 3 exes, but I don't know. We were talking about circumcision. We were saying he was circumcised. He was German and uncircumcised, and very against being circumcised. He's like, it should be a choice. And I was like, yeah. I was like thinking about it. I was like, yeah. So would you rather have had the choice, like, you turn 18 or whatever, and you get to choose whether it
Well, I
gets
mean,
chopped
it's
up or
not a choice. Like, no adult is gonna be like, yeah, snip my dick. Like,
But adults
it's
can't
kind of
make
only
that
a thing you
choice.
can like do to a baby.
Yeah.
Because I just don't know. Like, I know a couple people who've had it done as adults, and
Yeah.
they did that because it was like medically necessary.
It's really intense. I mean, I don't care either way personally, but I was with this guy and he had to get it cut because he was in the military and he was having problems with like the drills he was doing, you know, and I met him because I was in Oceanside and, you know,
Hold
there's a
on.
big base,
There's got to
you
be
know.
more to this story.
Craig's The only thing
That's great
Craig's-
story.
His
Craig's-
uncircumcised dick was interfering with his military training.
Okay, Will, like,
What
like,
does
all
that
right,
mean?
he was in the grass. He was like,
You
like,
need to
like a
de-shell
snake
it.
in the grass. You know, he was like crawling around the grass.
What was this,
and he
the
was
naked
getting-
military? You know, he's got his naked dick in the
I met him
grass.
on
Can you give me the
Craigslist.
address to this place?
I met him on Craigslist. We had sex in a
Of
car.
course you
I
did.
don't
Of course
know
you
what
met him on Craigslist.
I mean,
Can't
he's
you go
asking
on
me for
OkCupid?
a dossier. I don't know what.
Stay away from Craigslist killer. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, right,
He was
you're
hot
right.
though. He was hot. I would have liked a client like that back when I escorted.
Yeah, man, I know, right?
Yeah.
You know, and this was for free. I was giving it up for free.
Shit.
He was
I
that
would have
hot.
seen him and got murdered, but
God.
like I never had clients that hot.
Well, no, he wasn't a client. I mean, totally got it for free in the car. But the point being is, he got
Well, he got it for
circumcised
free
when
when
he
he
was, like,
murdered
21.
these girls,
Oh
but
yeah, yeah. You know, murder is free until you fucking fry. You know, death penalty.
Did you
So,
ever
yeah,
worry?
17 murders will get you 20, right? Like they
Right.
always say. Classic
Yeah,
Will Weldon
yeah.
callback
nice.
about the murder of
We're
women.
officially in the
Very funny.
Q&A section of this. So do you have any
So-
questions? Do you want to talk to him about? She's my dog rescue friend.
Yeah, I wanted to
she
find
inspired me to
out.
rescue older dogs, so I rescue senior dogs. But it's all this bitch right here. Her house is like there's like a zoo, man. That's
Smells
Dog
really
City.
bad.
Yeah.
So did you want to ask him? Here's and if you want to tweet in, I'm gonna read in about 2 minutes. I'm gonna read some tweets because we have viewers actually in places like Ireland and even here in America who are awake now and don't have anything to do on
Yeah,
Saturday
we're
night
gonna read
because they're
some
losers.
tweets.
Just kidding.
We love losers.
But yeah, ask him a dog question. and
Well,
I'll pull some
Will,
tweets.
I went on your Twitter and I followed you, and you're adorable, and you have cute dogs. But what's the story? Are they all yours? What's the deal?
No, I will dog sit for money.
Oh, you
and-
dog sit, okay.
Yeah, and I'll take pictures of their dogs. But the rear-mounted camera on my phone is broken, so I have to use the front-facing one, which flips the image. So sometimes when I send the dog owners pictures, they're always like, "Why does my home look so strange in this photo?"
You're like, I'm partying.
Yeah, his Instagram is literally like other people's dogs.
Yeah, other
And
people's
I
dogs
favorite
and
them
mine.
all the time. I'm like, that dog's cute. That
Yeah.
dog's cute.
Because I was like, wow, man, this guy, like, he makes it work with all these pets, you know?
No,
I
I'd
thought,
kill myself if I. Now that I have my own dog.
I want to kill myself.
Yeah, now that I have my own dog, it's like harder
You
to
have
take care
one?
of other people's
And
dogs.
tell us about that, baby.
He's a Chihuahua Dachshund. Somebody found him in a bush outside of a hockey arena in
bush.
Orange, California.
Oh, hockey, Canada, fate.
Yeah, it was meant to be. It does bother me that my dog is American. I can't explain that pathology.
Is he a hockey fan though?
I can't imagine. He's not a fan of a lot.
Go Red Wings.
He's hideous. I used to be a big Red Wings fan
I
for a
have
long
Red
time.
Wings jersey. It says Paris, and my number is 69.
Oh my God!
I
It's
should wear it on a show.
Yeah, you
We should have a
should.
hockey
Yeah, you
episode.
should.
Okay.
it's almost a little too
I'll wear a
on brand.
It's too. It's so on brand.
Steve Yzerman was always my favorite player. This is pre-Jerome McGinley. He's all fucked up. He's missing most of his teeth. He has glaucoma in one of his eyes. He has no fur on his belly, so when he gets hot, it gets all clammy and feels like a turkey that you've left in the sink to defrost. And he growls when he's happy and wags his tail
How
when
old
he's
is
angry.
your boy?
We're not sure, like 11 or 12.
Oh, how cool.
Yeah,
That's
we haven't taken the time to cut him in half and count the rings
Yeah,
yet.
I
yeah.
love it.
That's
Yeah,
beautiful.
do like a core sample.
We got viewers. What the fuck?
So cool. Lucky him and lucky you, because that's just so great. They teach us so much about life and death, you know? It's so
Yeah.
cool.
My ex pays
And
for
wrote
most of his
something
stuff.
Oh,
My ex pays for most of his stuff. Is the other great thing.
Do
Yeah.
you I have two dogs with
Give it
my
up for her.
my dog baby daddy. He has a big yard and a big house, so they live with him. But I go and visit, and I'm still their mom. I tell them, I'm like, if you get another girlfriend, those are still my dogs. Like it's like a baby. They're my babies for me because I want to have dogs instead of children.
Well, my
But they have a big yard to run around, and I have a small apartment, so I feel like it's fair. And he has the cats too, so I go and visit them. But I feel guilty. I feel like a deadbeat mom. But I have my small Chihuahua Jeff with me.
Jeff.
There's a girl named Jeff.
Sure.
She's a girl, but her name's Jeff because she's just Jeff. She's just such a Jeff.
That's good. That's very transgressive of you.
Yeah.
Yeah, to
I'm
not
like- I'm
accept
like-
Why accept, these like binary notions about what names can belong to who, you know?
Why can't she be a Jeff? She's a Jeff all the way, all the way.
She's cute.
So Judd, the guy who makes our videos and was a guest on our show, and
Has
is
his own
my
show here, yeah.
stepdad. He's married to her, so he's my stepdad, but he's younger than me, so it's very awkward.
It's not really married to
and
me.
I'm kind of like, we both want to fuck him. It's just very weird.
Yeah.
He
We
said,
can fuck him.
he says, I have some dog costumes you two can borrow. My ex-girlfriend left her clothes with
Borrow.
me.
Don't you keep these
Sounds
dog
good.
costumes.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
is his ex-girlfriend. Nice.
Yeah, we
Matt
love him.
says, Paris Candy, Philly is a city that knows their wrestling too. ECW. That's true. Nice. Philly is always a good
Not
crowd,
everyone in Philly, but it's a city, I get it.
too. Someone's asking me. Someone wants to know my favorite rap lyric. I'm gonna skip that.
Jam
Anthony
Juice.
says, "This has been my favorite episode of Kitten2Cougar yet."
See?
Woo!
Nice work, Will.
And he linked us all.
Oh, cool.
Flarkle just favorited a bunch of stuff. Where's Piper? Piper, where are you?
Piper, where are you?
I think she might have. She lives on the East Coast, and sets her alarm clock for 3 a.m. to watch our show. And she's a female fan, and she donates and sends us stuff. And she is amazing,
Super
hardcore
cute.
fan. We
Yeah.
love you. I'm guessing
Thank
you fell
you.
asleep or something, but that's okay because you've been here every other show.
She's got a date going
And
on.
maybe she's fucking.
Yeah, maybe she's fucking. And Judd, we both love you and want to fuck you. We just want to make that clear.
Judd,
we
we
both love you.
both want to fuck you,
But we love you eternally. It's deeper.
but it's not like that. It's like the way a woman would want to fuck her stepdad.
Yeah,
not like-
yeah, yeah. It's
You know what I mean?
forever.
It's no, like you guys are forever. I'm just like a one night where he gets too drunk and crawls into my bed instead.
It's forever.
And he thinks I'm you, and he's like, and I'm like, all right, you're drunk.
But
it's
back
not-
to this
that
hot-
happens. That happens.
Back to this hot piece of ass
Yeah,
that we
sorry.
have here.
I went off into my.
He's no. I
Oh
mean,
my god, I'm getting PS.
flashbacks, PTSD.
I'm getting a PS STD.
So yeah.
Oh, wait, PlayStation sexually transmitted disease?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. It's from touching someone else's PlayStation.
So you've
and then
only
touching her
ever
vagina.
hooked up with a woman who's like 3 or 4. Okay, so you really don't have any
She was the
credit as a
cougar.
cougar. Yeah, he doesn't have any credit as a cub.
He's not a
you
cub.
know.
He's
but
not a
he is
cub.
cute as hell.
But he's cute,
So do
right?
girls say
Yeah.
you're a redhead or strawberry blonde? What do you get?
I say blonde.
Yeah.
You could play Rolf in Sound of Music.
I give
Mm-hmm.
both
He was like a
redhead
Nazi
and
man.
blonde.
In
Yeah.
the hot way. I like that. It's my fetish. I'm a quarter Jewish, so I can say that. I like the Nazi thing is hot in a sexual context.
Yeah. Do you have any German blood?
Only in a sexual context.
I don't think I have any
I'm-
German blood. I
You
was.
could look it.
I
what
do.
are you? What are you?
I'm. I guess.
fuck are you?
I'm like mostly Scottish and
Okay.
English.
Okay.
And a
Like
little.
her. She's British. Okay.
Yeah, I have like that British nose.
So you're white. You're white
Yeah,
as
I'm
fuck.
white.
You kind of got a
White
Prince
as
Harry
fuck.
vibe.
Yeah,
Prince Harry
little
vibe.
Prince Harry.
Prince
Yeah, I
Harry
get
vibe.
Prince Harry.
Oh
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, those were me in those photos.
I
of
thought
his
I was
blood.
so creative.
Yeah, that was
and,
me.
But whatever.
I love those naked Prince Harry photos.
All right.
Yeah.
So we got 2 more minutes. So we're gonna go around. Anything you would like to plug? I know you have a podcast. I listened to it.
from,
I listened to his podcast. Everyone spoke very nicely and clearly, and it was an inspiration for us not to learn not to talk over each other. But we're all very excited people on this show. But tell us about your podcast or any shows coming up.
I have. I'm doing Hot Tub at the Virgil on Monday, which is a great show. And yeah, I have a podcast called Angry Little Goats that I co-host with my friend Eliza Skinner, who is
very
also a very funny comedian who
Yes.
brings much more dignity and gravitas to
I've seen her live.
the
She's
situation
very
than I do.
good stand-up. I listened to the show. It's just soothing, man. I meditated during it. He was like yelling about how Seth MacFarlane sucks, and I was just like,
Yeah, I watched A Million Ways to Die in the West.
Yeah.
And I dreamed of
I
killing
like-
myself a million times, so it was appropriate.
Million ways to kill him.
that's awesome. I'm Paris Candy. If you don't know who I am, then why the fuck are you watching my show? I'm the fucking leader of the show. No, I'm just kidding.
No
There's my
shit.
Twitter. Tweet at me. That's where I promote all my stuff. You can buy my fetish clips. You can watch all my shows. You can watch my web series. I do all kinds of shit. Just join my Twitter and you'll see.
And come see me at the Comedy Store Wednesdays and Fridays, but I just want to leave right after. And as far as Will Weldon,
No autographs
check him
nor
out.
photos. And please check out Will Weldon. He's on Twitter too. So you can tweet at him and tell him how sexy he was.
Yeah.
If Piper was
I
watching,
look forward to all the old gay
Shit.
men who will send me
Yeah,
those
I
tweets
know.
because those are
If
all the guys
Joy-
I get that from.
If Joy, our chick
oh,
super
yeah.
fan,
Oh,
was
yeah.
here, she'd be talking about
You
how
got a
hot
little
you
Robert Redford,
were.
thing going on.
Very young Robert Redford.
Little Ryan O'Neal
Not horse
vibe.
whisperer, but yeah.
No, way before Horse Whisperer, the way we were, like, you know.
And that has been this episode of Kitten2Cougar. Are you out of town next week?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have a guest co-host. I don't know who yet, but we'll figure it out, and I'll announce it on Twitter. Just my Twitter is my hub for everything. So just follow us all on Twitter, and then you'll know everything you need to know. This has been a great episode. Thank you for coming.
Thank
Oh
you,
my
Will.
God! Thank you
I know
for
you're
having me.
an alt comic, and you guys are super
Oh,
cool.
that doesn't mean
and too
anything.
cool for our shit.
I'm not like
but
an
we're
alt
gonna- I was
comic.
kidding, I'm kidding. We just like we feel snubbed by some of them, but that's okay because we do our own thing. We don't care, and we know a lot
Yeah.
of young.
Those are the most
comics.
repressed weirdos you'll ever
Yeah.
meet in your
Sorry, I
entire
guess
life.
Springer
You don't want to be
says.
in those worlds.
Yeah,
No, I don't
yeah.
want to be in your world. Our credits are running, so I'm gonna say goodbye. Mwah! Thank you. Tune in next week. I will let you guys know on Twitter what's happening, and la la la. Okay.